Hi everybody. This video is for all those high carb, low fat vegans who keep promoting eating bananas and whatever, and durian rider, and yeah, well, anybody who just wants to be educated about bananas.
Bananas. The most popular fruit in the world. But I want to tell you a story you've probably never heard about how bananas have come to us at an unthinkable cost.
Mi vida hubo un cambio en la salud completamente
My health completely changed for the worse.
mal.
It's a story about an extremely toxic pesticide, a chemical that may have deprived tens of thousands of people of the ability to have children in Latin America.
Is this what Durian Rider wanted? Because that's why he promotes vasectomies. He wants depopulation, or what about these people? They wanted to have children and they just wanted to have a normal farm job, and they lost their ability to have kids, man and woman. I mean, it says no sperm, but yeah, it can affect women to have no eggs.
In America and across the world.
I had no idea at all that we had any kind of a process that could do such a thing
Oh, you had no idea, really?
to a human being.
It's a pesticide known as dibromochloropropane, DBCP for short, developed by multinational corporations Dow and Shell.
Imagine working with this and it causes infertility. Imagine eating it. I mean, somewhat bananas are like at least protected in the shell. Like that's the justification when I buy some bananas I make. Unless you're in tropics, then yeah, where it grows pesticide free. Yeah, that's something else.
It was meant to protect crops from a particularly harmful pest. It was effective.
So in order to protect from that,
It was effective and cheap by
from
multinational
this
corporations.
long thing, whatever.
Pesticide known as dibromochloropropane, DBCP for short, developed by multinational corporations Dow and Shell. It was meant to protect crops
So in order to protect from this, they destroyed the sperm cells in the locals.
from a particularly harmful pest. It was effective and cheap, so fruit companies like Dole and Chiquita purchased the pesticide in massive quantities for their banana plantations at home and abroad. But there was something absolutely horrific about DBCP. It could cause permanent sterility in men.
¿Y quiénes aquí son estériles? Por favor, levante la mano.
He asked who is sterile. I don't know what that means, to be honest. Is it like the opposite of infertile? I'm not sure.
For the tens of thousands of farm workers who spent years working with it or near it, repeated exposure to DBCP meant they might never be able to have children, ever.
Yeah, imagine having it's like having a vasectomy, but at least it's like you didn't have to like sniff the balls.
How did that make you feel? ¿Cómo te sentiste?
Like it's out of his choice. This guy maybe wanted like 10, 20 children, a big family, and to be happy on his farm, kids running around and yeah, enjoying bananas, maybe some meat, whatever. And now, yeah, all that is gone. It's genetic end without his choice. Durian Rider, you dumbass bitch. Is this what you wanted?
After realizing its side effects, the US banned DBCP, but American companies continued to buy it and apply it on their banana plantations abroad.
And what do vegans have to say about this? Like, oh, it's vegan, don't eat meat, whatever. But what do they have to say about this? In order to be able to create this and to make it able to transport it, they had to destroy nature, and on top of that, they also caused damage in humans. Like they can no longer have kids. I know you're gonna say like, oh, it's not your fault or whatever, but how vegan is that? Okay, you might agree that yeah, destroying nature is not vegan, but this food is vegan and lots of you are buying it. Okay, yeah, I'm also buying it, but maybe from now I'm going to boycott this one in particular.
Ahora, el capitalismo cuida al capitalismo.
It's not like I have it often. This year I had like 5 bananas, maybe 5 small. ripe bananas.
¿Y nosotros quién nos cuida?
But for the past several decades, these farm workers, many of them now retired, have been fighting back.
Trabajó muchos años.
Fighting back.
Yeah, they can fight for justice or whatever, but once you lose your fertility and you can't have children, or you damage your cells or whatever, or because of it you age, there's like nothing that can give that back, like no amount of money. If this woman would receive like $1 million or $5 million or whatever, what would it change? Nothing. I mean, maybe if she had like at least children and would give it to her children and make sure that at least they stay away from these plantations or whatever of bananas, and try to be as healthy as possible and start a new life and have many kids. At least that could do something in some ways, but yeah.
Trabajó muchos años y nunca le pagaron a él un 5 de la bananera.
They're known as the afectados, the affected ones in Spanish. And in their old age and ailing bodies, they're filing lawsuits against some of the biggest corporations in the world.
Todavía estamos luchando hasta que...
Yeah, the thing is, you can file against a small company, but yeah, filing against a big corporation, that is owned by the people that already they run the thing, and yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's very inefficient. I mean, maybe they are the ones who print the money or whatever, and they have some investments in bananas, like maybe just few pennies for them, but for us it's like millions. That's like nothing. Even if they, I don't think they're going to. I don't know, man. I wish them the best.
I'm not going to abandon these workers who have been exploited and harmed by American corporations.
Estoy tratando de hablar con administradores, nadie quiere hablar conmigo.
Hay gente que son muy cobardes.
Le muestren a los gringos lo que han hecho con nosotros, porque nosotros no somos perros, somos...
Because we are not dogs, we are people.
Gente.
Okay, so we're about to go into this park where one of the organizers we've been in touch with has put together a group of afectados. We're going to go meet with them. I think it's supposed to be a small group. Can't imagine this is them.
Oh, wow. ¿Todos son afectados?
Todo. Y eso es poco.
Oh, my.
There's a lot of people.
Queremos hablar con la...
They could be just not even farmers, but because it was spread the pesticide from planes and I don't know, maybe by machines and all those workers, the pesticides get transferred through air in the city, and yeah, imagine all of them, they just become infertile and the population just dies off because yeah, there has been plantations of bananas in the area. Or not, maybe not even in the area. Maybe the water transferred, like the drinking water became poisoned or whatever. Imagine the drinking water that maybe it was like really good for them, and now it contains pesticides that makes them infertile.
La mayor cantidad de las personas que podemos.
Ya que muchos compañeros se han muerto, dándose cuenta en los Estados Unidos que eso era un veneno para los trabajadores.
It was poison for workers. Yeah, plenty of them. They just did this job because yeah, it was something secure. It gave them a nice wage or whatever, and yeah.
Entonces no lo ocuparon allá, lo mandaron para las bananeras de Costa Rica.
I spoke to so many of these afectados, many of whom eagerly gathered around me to wait their turn to speak.
Vamos a hablar con usted después.
Almost all of them were former farm workers, most of whom worked for Standard Fruit, the company
Okay, so most of them, yeah.
we now know as Dole. And many have been protesting not just for years, but for decades.
Yeah, Dole is worldwide. It's almost everywhere.
They claim to have suffered a host of different medical conditions that they all attributed to DBCP.
¿Cuáles padecimientos tiene?
By the way, same thing can happen if you consume grains, if you consume rice, if you consume wheat. Yep, it's the same thing can happen. On top of anti-nutrients that are already there that prohibit like the absorption of the nutrients from the meat, like when you consume it next to rice or bread or whatever. On top of that, imagine consuming also pesticides. Like it's the worst food. It's the worst food ever. Having cereal, bread, rice, and all of that. It's just the worst food you can consume.
Usted
padezco leucemia y yo tengo demasiadas operaciones.
Dañaba la vista. Se me reventaba la piel y todo.
But of course, there was one that came up again and again.
No tiene ningunos hijos.
Yo soy estéril.
I am sterile. I have never been able to be a father or something like that. This is what. And I'm fully sterile. I guess sterile then it means that he's infertile. Okay, that's clear. I'm not English.
Estoy estéril total. Tengo 45 años de casado y no hay hijos.
Yo quise tener un hijo, no pude. Porque
And imagine this high carb, low fat vegans or this, or vegans in general. How much carbs and how much all of that they eat, man, and that's all they consume. And then they wonder why they are infertile. And some of them even take vasectomy for like no reason, because. I mean, those who take vasectomies, they don't want children anyway. So yeah, but it's kind of pointless because you become infertile anyway.
¿Usted usaba el Nemagon, el DBCP?
And here's what I have to say when it comes to the animals that consume this type of plants that consumed pesticides. Like, here's my logic. Yes, the animal did not consume a healthy diet because let's say the grass, they say it's a grass-fed beef, but let's say the grass somehow got polluted by these pesticides, and the cow consumes it, but their organism does get poisoned, and they do get somehow their kidneys destroyed, their liver destroyed and all of that from filtering out all these toxins. But what it gets to the muscle and fat and all these other organs and the brain especially, those are, until then it's very filtered out. Like only the best of the best nutrients make it there. And yes, somehow those pesticides still end up like some of it in the fat and whatever. But it's still more healthy to consume animals than to consume grains, and then consume, let's say, strawberries that have been directly sprayed and you're eating them.
Nemagon, that's one of the commercial brand names for DBCP. It's the word a lot of the folks here use.
Okay, this is really sad and all. Like, I totally feel for them. Yeah, it's going to talk about what how to say, what organs are getting affected by this. Yeah, let's just watch this.
At the lowest exposure levels, inhaling the chemical caused the rat's testicles to shrink, and so a reduction in sperm count. There was also damage to various organs like the lungs, liver,
and on top of this, these pesticides. Also, the microplastics cause this, the reduced sperm counts and everything.
Kidneys. At a higher exposure, most of the rat's testicles had shrunk to half their normal size. At the highest exposure...
And on top of this, imagine also eating cooked food. Like, your DNA is just done. Like, you live half of your lifetime, it's like your lifetime is like completely reduced. And imagine having a stressful life with work and all of that.
Every single rat was fully sterile. Their bodies weren't producing any sperm at all.
The scientists were saying, hey, this stuff is dangerous. It can cause all of these other injuries, not just affecting reproductive capacity, but other kinds of issues. And so the marketers who were concerned about making a profit tended to ignore what the scientists were saying or downplay what the scientists were saying in order.
Just like Austin Wayne downplays what I have to say. When I'm telling him and I'm telling you guys, okay, some of you guys already, I think you agree with most of what I say, but maybe some of you did learn something. That Austin Wayne, and it seemed like these corporations, man. And I'm not saying just Austin Wayne, Greg Doucette, and all of these people who sell their own protein or they sell their own supplements or whatever. They downplay our opinion and say no, that's not true. But all they are doing, they just want the money, man. They don't care about your health. Just like these corporations, like Dole, they don't care about your health. They just don't care. It's all about money, and yeah, that's about it. But somehow, even I would say a banana like this that was maybe, like I said, sprayed with pesticides. Somehow a banana, it's still protected somehow, and you do get something out of it. I would say still it has some nature in it. And I would say a banana anytime is healthier than any of Austin Wayne's supplements that has flower extracts and root extracts and just poisonous toxin extracts or whatever. That it just causes you either to feel like drugged up, like sleepy, like those sleep pills. I think that's what it causes. Because many times I heard that flower chamomile or whatever the name is, it's very calming. It's calming because it drugs you up, and yeah, you're gonna feel calm and you can sleep finally. But at what cost? You drugged up yourself. It's like shooting yourself up with an injection of heroin or whatever, and you get hallucinations. Okay, it's not as strong as heroin, but still, you drugged up yourself just to be able to sleep. And he sells them for 100 times of, not just 100, maybe even, I don't know, maybe even more than that of the price. Just like Dole sells the bananas a lot more expensive.
To get the product on the market, and there's some very damning evidence along those lines.
The Dr. Hein letter.
And if you buy organic bananas, yes, there are good organic farms for sure, but they just use pesticides that is considered organic, but not actually it's organic. It's just legally allowed to be called organic. Like it can be just a chemical like this, but the government allowed it. That pesticide is allowed to be called organic. But some countries are even more strict and they don't allow it. But yeah, this is how the world works. Some of them they cheat and some of them are honest.
Yeah.
In 1961, Dow and Shell hired Dr. Charles Hein to draft a report to help register the pesticide with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. In a version of this report that we obtained, Dr. Hein described the dangers of DBCP seen in animal testing.
Yeah, let's just jump to the most
concentrations of DBCP.
Let's just jump to the most played part.
The bananas working at other tasks were also exposed.
Despite all this, Scott says the banana companies systematically failed to mitigate the harm.
The employers didn't provide the kind of equipment that you needed to protect yourself. And if a worker wanted to have a job and feed his family, he had to go along with what the employer was requiring.
Juan Hernandez was one of those workers.
Bueno, vamos adentro.
He says he was exposed to DBCP at some point between 1968 and 1980 while he was working for banana companies including Dole, which was previously known as Standard Fruit. And Juan showed us exactly how he was told to apply DBCP to the banana plants.
Este inyector fue uno de los primeros usados en el año 69. Uno así, vea, así.
Ah.
Aquí otra, así.
Wow. ¿Y cuántos debería hacer?
Si vamos contando son por lo menos unas 10.
Wow, I never knew about this. Like I always thought pesticides are like sprayed out of, mixed up with water or something. Like that's the version that I know. like traditionally. But look at that, they have like some type of machine that injects it directly to the root of the banana tree. And I think that banana trees are like one-time use, or I don't know, at least some species. Like they just grow the banana and you chop off and you can cut down the tree completely, because yeah, it's not going to grow any more bananas. Oops.
Alrededor de toda la mata. El DBCP era muy fuerte.
Sí, y estaba respirándolo.
Sí, entonces obviamente que al salir a la superficie.
Okay, so this is, yeah, it's very sad that what happened to these people and everything, but I would say this is somewhat better than being sprayed directly on the plant, at least. Yeah, it does end up, I don't know what to say. I would say until it gets there, somewhat it's filtered out, but yeah, if it gets here and it kills the bacteria in the banana, or the one that is like outside on the shell, then I would say it's pretty effective and it's still in there. And if you consume it, then yeah, you can become infertile from bananas.
Aquí uno lo respiraba.
Y tuvo contacto.
Sin ningún tipo de protección de nada.
Sin ninguna protección.
Nada.
Juan's experience tracks with most reporting on the topic, which shows that the farm workers overwhelmingly were not provided protective gear. When we reached out to Dole about whether protective gear was provided, they didn't respond.
Of course they didn't respond. Just like Austin Wayne doesn't respond, just like durianrider doesn't respond, it just bans me from commenting. And yeah, it's unrelated, but yesterday another guy who I was just making videos about, just responding to his, it's unrelated, I don't think he causes too much harm, maybe he's just brainwashed, and yeah, about dating and stuff. And he also just banned me from commenting, because I always go back to the people I make videos about, and I log into another account and I check my own comments just to see if it's there or if it's not. And my comment is clearly there when I'm on my AZXV account, but when I'm on my other account and I check the comment is bye gone. And durianrider, who else, Hunch Herbivore, and all of these people that I made videos about, they all banned me. I actually was banned way before even starting to upload videos, because I already was telling them the truth. And now here I am, I'm just making videos about them. But yeah, this is how people are, and this is how these big corporations are. They just won't answer. They just keep secret, and yeah, they take up the money, thank you, and yeah, that's about it.
¿Estéril? Yo soy estéril. Yo me di cuenta de que era estéril cuando tenía una pareja.
Let's jump to the next part.
It's per million. But scientists had said that the chemical should be kept below 1 part per million to keep workers safe.
¿Me puede describir qué pasó?
Okay, so it was like a dosage, but the scientists say to keep it safe, but yeah, they have to overdo it just to increase the quantity of the bananas and the quality. Like the quality, I wouldn't say it's quality, but definitely because of that, the bananas are going to grow bigger and more developed, because these parasites don't exist that would somehow deteriorate them.
Con su pareja.
Ella pues resulta embarazada.
I wouldn't say it's better for the plant. I would say those parasites would, I don't know, maybe make it better. I don't know. I don't have a banana plantation. Okay, I can't tell this, but we humans, we don't really care what is good for a plant. Like, if we look at it and it's just a plant or whatever, it's not like we have like compassion for plants or whatever. Like we chop down trees or whatever, and yeah, don't care much. We throw rocks at trees or whatever just for fun. Like, I don't know, man. And yeah, we are like, oh, it grows the bananas, but those bananas might be not how they are supposed to be. And maybe they are not supposed to be as big, because nature designed them smaller. Because if it was this big, of course the ants and all those how to say, those long things just going to come and eat them. What do vegans have to say about these domesticated plants that could never survive in nature? Like, if you would plant like a banana like that, the animals would just come and yeah. And also the monkeys are stealing it. Like, even monkeys are designed or not designed. Even monkeys are named as pests, because yeah, they steal the bananas, they affect these big companies. And yeah, it will just never survive on a fruit like that in nature, because the wild plants are just more dominant, and they would take over, and also the animals would just steal it, and also the micro organisms would just eat it up quickly, because it's just too sweet. And yeah,
Obviamente.
Sweet fruit in nature, usually it's really small. Unless it's tropics, yeah, here, this is an exception.
La mujer es que tuvo relaciones con otra pareja. Hay que recordar que los afectados de Nemagón tuvo efectos colaterales también. Algunos entran en depresión y se matan.
In 1977, things took a decisive turn at a chemical plant in California where American factory workers were manufacturing DBCP.
And as the story goes, some of the wives of these workers were chatting at a softball game. And they were all trying to get pregnant, and they couldn't get pregnant. They started comparing notes.
Isn't that interesting? So now not only the farmers got infertile, but also the workers that were in the United States that were producing these all these chemicals. Imagine, this is like Austin Wayne. I keep bringing this guy up because I'm making videos on him, and yeah, I do want to destroy the supplement industry. Okay, I don't care about them. Fuck them. Okay, this is like Austin Wayne is sitting on the beach or whatever and promoting his supplements, and the people that used to the laboratory technicians who produced his supplements, they are no longer fertile because they got in contact with some type of toxic plant. Like, maybe it's like very, how to say, it's very concentrated in the beginning, but they turn it into a powder or something, whatever, but somehow they get in contact. Maybe they inhale it, because maybe he produces these supplements in like very, very cheap places where the laboratories are not well equipped, and everything is rusty and just not as a laboratory is supposed to be. But the supplement production is cheap, and they are going to make it for you very cheap, and he can increase further his profits, and all his dumbass fans just buying it, and they believe in him. And yeah, the workers in the laboratory, they get like infertile and whatever, and different like health problems, but yeah, at least they are getting some salary, right? But yeah, they can't pass down their genes because they decided to become a laboratory technician. And yeah, and their fans become infertile, and Austin Wayne becomes infertile, not only because of this, but also because he just goes like super low body fat, and it's just a horrible influence, man.
And they realized the one thing they had in common were their husbands worked at the...
Let's just jump to the next one.
Stopped using DBCP altogether, but standard fruit, known today as Dole, persisted. They continued using DBCP.
Oh yeah, they were like, yeah, keep using it in secret or whatever. Yeah, of course they're going to do that. Even Austin Wayne, if he would hear that one of his I don't think he's aware of this. He doesn't even know who produces it. He just gets the supplements, and he just, not he, because someone else does the work. He doesn't even know where those where those chemicals come from, or where does those root extracts come from. It doesn't matter that it came from nature or it was lab produced, it's synthetic. He doesn't care. Just make it rain. Let the money come in, and yeah.
A significant effect on their operation if they stopped immediately. When Dow refused to sell it to them, Dole's managers threatened to sue Dow over a breach of contract. Eventually, Dow caved to the...
Oh yeah, and they got scared that they're going to go broke, yeah, whatever. Of course, it's more money grab. Yeah, let's just jump to the next one. It's everybody here is about to make it. The workers here are about to make money, and these big companies are about, it's all about money, okay? Like, yeah, it's all about that. Everybody wants to increase his own profits. The company owners that own this company live on a private island, eating the best foods, meat and everything, like normal bananas. They wouldn't eat this banana. Like, come on, why would they eat that when they can just live on a private island, have like very good quality bananas and have multiple children, while they don't care that the people that buy these bananas are poisoned, and they don't care that the workers were poisoned.
Pressure. They would resume selling their remaining supplies of DBCP to Dole, but under two conditions. For one, they requested that
I might get banned for this video, but yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Dole follow more stringent safety protocols to protect.
Maybe Dole owns part of YouTube, and they are going to be like, yeah, ban this guy AJ Plus and ban everybody who talks about bananas or whatever. And yeah, promote durianrider, the fucking infertile guy who got vasectomy, but he's infertile anyway. Like, what's the point? You have to be totally dumb to go under a procedure to cut off your testicles, and not to cut off, just to disconnect them or whatever. Oh my days, man. I remember when he said in that video that he had a feeling that don't do the vasectomy, don't do it, man. Like, he has a feeling that to not do it, like his senses are telling him to not do it, and he still did it, and he was like, oh, it was the best decision of my life. Why not just go work on plantation like this? Because you could have done it like at least you could have been the banana boy and eat your bananas full of pesticides, and you could have gotten infertile like these guys, and you wouldn't be sad, because yeah, you wouldn't be sad because you didn't want the children to begin with.
However, did not completely stop the use of DBCP overseas. In fact, U.S. law...
Yeah, sure, they did not stop, of course. Philippines, okay.
Actually allows banned pesticides to be manufactured and sold abroad by American companies, as long as they aren't used on American...
Oh yeah, so they're not just going to go and do this around Costa Rica and that part of the world.
...at home. As Juan and others became aware of their sterility, they joined lawsuits filed in the U.S. against both the chemical and banana companies. Over the years, the lawsuits have encompassed tens of thousands of former workers from Africa, Latin America, and the Philippines, many of whom worked on Dole,
look at that, it's worldwide,
Chiquita, and Del Monte plantations. Some cases were quietly settled outside of court, but the individual payouts to the workers overseas were often paltry sums.
Sí, yo recibí una indemnización.
¿Fue bastante?
No. Algunos otros agarraron o les dieron muy poco, y otros se han muerto esperando que los indemnicen.
Juan told us he received a $7,000 payout in...
He said that some people are still waiting for the compensation, but they died meanwhile.
1992, but others reportedly received...
How much? 7,000? That's nothing, man.
Muy poco, y otros se han muerto esperando que los indemnicen.
Juan told us he received a $7,000 payout in 1992, but others reportedly received as little as $100. The American...
$100, so some of them... I can't pay attention, because I really don't care about the number, but in the same time I want to tell you. So it's, yeah, it was like 7,000, and some of them received $100.
Workers who suffered from sterility in California received much more. anywhere from $50,000 to
Okay, so some of them received 50,000
$2.3 million per
or
person.
2.3 million. That's something. 2.3 million, but it's still just a number. But yeah, 2.3 million. It's nice money. Of course, not everybody would receive that because I don't know, man. They can print as much money as they want.
And there's another issue. The farm workers have rarely gotten a fair shake in American courts. Before a jury even begins to hear their stories, the defense attorneys often get the cases dismissed on technical grounds, passing the case from one court to another.
This really gets to the heart of the story.
That's a technique to get rid of responsibilities.
These companies, they have gone to great lengths, extraordinary lengths, and spent tens of millions of dollars to prevent the cases from getting to court on the merits, because they are so, in my opinion, afraid of the evidence. The evidence is so damning that I think most juries are going to rule for the workers.
It just seems like this case has been dragging on for so long. People are getting very old.
Which could potentially be experienced by manufacturing workers, but not by farm workers. We traveled. The only scientifically established effect of DBCP to the male testes is at very high doses, which could potentially be experienced by manufacturing workers.
Okay, now they're trying to say, oh, it's only the high doses that... Okay, of course, high dosage is going to cause like more damage, and especially to the one that manufacture it. I get it, those are more exposed, and they're exposed to like, how to say, like more concentrated version of it, while they're to the farmers they are going to give like less concentrated, and so the manufacturers are more affected, of course, because
but not by farm workers.
Yeah, these are just lies, because it's clearly okay. Yeah, they did that to just get rid of responsibility. Let's see a judge.
In 1980, correct?
That's correct. We continued using DBCP in both Honduras and Nicaragua following the Costa Rican incident. As our people went out and talked to people, I recall no report back that we had infertility anyplace, and that's what gave us a great deal of comfort about using the chemical.
While the Costa Rican government banned imports of DBCP in 1979, what's more telling is what it...
Some people, I'm not saying everybody, but some people might have just worked for just maybe a month and they still got like, not I wouldn't say they got infertile from just that much. Maybe they just worked like part-time a little bit and they still got children, and they might lie that, hey, look, I worked for you, so now give me some money, and it's free money, and they are going to take it, because why not? And what can I say? These companies deserve it, because why not? If there is some money to go after, then just go after it, because why go to work?
Didn't do. For one, they did not immediately cancel the registration of DBCP, nor did they hold the banana companies accountable. Bananas were big business in Costa Rica. They still are. But since the 70s, they've been steadily overtaken by something else: pineapples. Today, Costa Rica is the world's biggest exporter of pineapples, and also one of the biggest users of pesticides per capita. These pesticides have seeped into the country's water supply and even its air.
20 escolares se intoxicaron.
All these nice places, man, like they are so nice to live, and look at that, it's just polluted by pesticides. And before that, they had like a nice life, but now these big companies came and they polluted the water. The animals got killed because of the pesticides, and all of that. It's just a huge downgrade. And why? Just because just because of money. Like they could have had a nice land without all these overproduction of bananas and producing genetically modified bananas that require pesticides. They could have just had healthy animals and all of that, and eat that instead, and drink some coconut water, and that's it. You're fine. You're fertile, and you can live a happy life. I know I'm laughing, but yeah, this is sad, but in the same time, I'm just saying that how much better of a choice would have been to just not sell the land for these big companies. I get it that they got money and they could retire those who sold it or whatever, but yeah, look at the damage. I think this is the video. Thanks for watching.